Once a forgotten corner of the world, known only to those who wandered off the beaten path, Kazakhstan is now quietly capturing the hearts of travelers who seek more than just places. They seek stories carved into mountains, whispered through ancient cities, and sung across timeless landscapes. This vast nation, stretching from the Caspian Sea to the Altai Mountains, holds within its borders a tapestry of experiences that few have witnessed, yet many have dreamed of. For centuries, Kazakhstan served as the crossroads of civilizations, where nomadic warriors galloped across endless steppes and Silk Road merchants carried treasures between east and west. Today, this land of infinite horizons reveals itself as Asia's most underrated masterpiece. A realm where Soviet-era architecture stands alongside ancient mausoleums, where crystal-clear alpine lakes mirror snow-capped peaks, and where the echoes of Kazakh folklore still dance on desert winds. Today, I'll take you on a journey through Kazakhstan's most breathtaking destinations, each one a chapter in a story that spans millennia. But before we embark on this incredible adventure, make sure to subscribe to Globe Trek Roots and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest travel discoveries from around the world. Nestled in the Tian Shan Mountains at 1,756 meters above sea level, Issyk Lake emerges like a sapphire dropped from heaven, its turquoise waters reflecting snow-capped peaks in crystalline perfection. The name means hot in Kazakh, though this alpine gem rarely exceeds 20 degrees Celsius even in summer. Fun fact, the original lake was much larger before a devastating 1963 mudflow reduced it to its current haunting beauty. Surrounded by mountains that stand like silent guardians, the lake changes color throughout the day from deep emerald to brilliant turquoise, finally becoming mirror silver as evening approaches. Rising 1,100 meters above Almaty, Tobe Hill offers panoramic views stretching from urban sprawl to mountain wilderness, perfectly capturing Kazakhstan's blend of modernity and tradition. The name means Blue Hill in Kazakh, and on clear days, the surrounding peaks melt into azure sky, creating infinite blue horizons. Fun fact, it features one of the world's longest cable car systems at 1,620 meters. Built with Swiss technology in the 1960s and operating safely for over 6 decades. From the summit, Almaty spreads below like a living map where Soviet-era buildings meet modern skyscrapers. Stretching across high-altitude terrain at over 2,700 meters above sea level, Plateau Assy transforms into a celestial theater where minimal light pollution reveals the cosmos in breathtaking clarity. Home to the Assy Turgan Astrophysical Observatory, this elevated plateau attracts astronomers from worldwide who study stars through some of Earth's clearest skies. Fun fact, the plateau was specifically chosen by Soviet scientists in the 1980s because its unique atmospheric conditions allow telescopes to capture images with clarity rivaling space-based observations. The landscape combines scientific wonder with natural beauty, offering visitors stargazing experiences where the Milky Way appears so vivid it seems within reach. Kazakhstan's answer to the Grand Canyon, Cheran Canyon showcases red sandstone formations sculpted by millions of years of wind and water into shapes that defy imagination. The famous Valley of Castles section resembles a medieval fortress built by Titans, while local Kazakhs speak of these formations as petrified warriors forever guarding steppe secrets. Fun fact, this 154-kilometer-long canyon system is over 12 million years old, making it significantly older than America's Grand Canyon. And its unique acoustics create natural amphitheaters where whispers can be heard across vast distances. The canyon's layers tell Earth's geological story, with each stratum revealing different epochs of our planet's evolution. Hidden beneath Kazakhstan's surface, Akmechet Cave holds limestone chambers carved by ancient underground rivers into a subterranean wonderland of stalactites and stalagmites. These natural cathedrals stretch deep into the earth, creating passages that geologists are still exploring and mapping. Fun fact, the cave maintains a constant temperature of 8 degrees Celsius year-round, and some of its chambers are so large they could house entire buildings, with acoustic properties so perfect that a pin drop can echo for several seconds. The cave system connects to underground waterways that have flowed for millennia, creating formations that resemble frozen waterfalls and crystal palaces. Emerging like nature's most surreal masterpiece, Lake Kaindy presents submerged spruce trees rising from crystal-clear waters like ghostly sentinels, their branches creating an underwater forest that attracts photographers and divers from across continents. Born from a 1911 earthquake that triggered a massive landslide, this 400-meter-long lake transforms geological tragedy into breathtaking beauty. Fun fact, the submerged trees have been perfectly preserved by the lake's cold, mineral-rich water for over a century, and their trunks extend 30 meters below the surface, creating an eerie underwater landscape that changes color from turquoise to deep blue depending on depth. The lake's ethereal beauty has made it one of Kazakhstan's most photographed destinations. Offering world-class skiing amidst landscapes rivaling the Swiss Alps, Shymbulak creates winter magic, where every turn reveals new vistas of snow-laden peaks and valleys carved by ancient glaciers. This premier ski resort sits at elevations reaching 3,200 meters, providing powder snow conditions that extend the season well into spring. Fun fact, Shymbulak's name means grassy meadow in Kazakh, referring to its summer transformation when alpine flowers carpet the slopes in brilliant colors, making it a year-round destination for both winter sports enthusiasts and summer hikers. The resort's cable car system offers breathtaking views even for non-skiers, ascending through multiple climate zones from temperate valleys to Arctic peaks. Lesser known, but equally magnificent, Oxu Canyon offers intimate encounters with geological wonder through white limestone cliffs that create natural amphitheaters where every whisper becomes a symphony. Underground rivers carved these passages over millennia, forming chambers and corridors that showcase nature's artistic prowess. Fun fact, the canyon's limestone walls contain fossils dating back 450 million years, making it a paleontologist's paradise where ancient sea creatures can be spotted embedded in rock faces, telling the story of when this land lay beneath primordial oceans. The canyon's acoustics are so remarkable that local musicians often perform concerts within its chambers, where natural reverb creates otherworldly sound experiences. Protecting over 4,600 square kilometers of diverse ecosystems, from desert landscapes to mountain forests, Altyn Emel National Park showcases Kazakhstan's incredible biodiversity in one magnificent preserve. The park's crown jewel includes the famous singing dunes that create haunting melodies when wind passes over their surface, producing natural symphonies that ancient Kazakhs believed were spirit voices. Fun fact, the park is home to the rare Przewalski's horse, successfully reintroduced after being extinct in the wild. And these ancient horses now roam freely across steppes, where their ancestors galloped alongside nomadic tribes thousands of years ago. Petroglyphs scattered throughout the park reveal 5,000-year-old artwork depicting these same horses, creating living connections between past and present. Rising from the steppe like a futuristic mirage, Kazakhstan's capital represents the nation's bold 21st century vision through gleaming towers and innovative architecture that proves the country looks confidently toward tomorrow while honoring its past. This planned city showcases cutting-edge urban design, where traditional Kazakh motifs blend seamlessly with contemporary international styles. Fun fact, Astana was built in just 20 years, transforming from a small Soviet town into a major capital city. And its buildings are designed to withstand temperatures ranging from minus 40 degrees Celsius in winter to plus 40 degrees Celsius in summer, making it one of the world's most climate-resilient capitals. The city's layout incorporates feng shui principles and Kazakh cosmology, creating urban harmony that reflects the nation's cultural synthesis. Often called the Pearl of the Northern Tian Shan, the trilogy of Kolsai Lakes cascades down mountainsides like nature's own stairway to heaven, each offering different shades of blue while reflecting surrounding peaks with mirror-like perfection. These three alpine lakes sit at elevations from 1,818 to 2,850 meters, connected by hiking trails that reveal new wonders at every turn. Fun fact, the lakes were formed by ancient earthquakes that created natural dams, and their waters are so pure they're drinkable directly from the source, fed entirely by glacial melt and mountain springs that have flowed unchanged for millennia. Local legends speak of these lakes as tears shed by mountain spirits mourning separated lovers, and their ethereal beauty makes such folklore entirely believable. Cascading down mountain slopes like liquid silver, Tekes Waterfall creates rainbows that dance in alpine air, while its mist nourishes lush vegetation that transforms the surrounding landscape into a natural garden. The journey to reach this waterfall becomes part of its magic, following winding mountain paths that reveal Kazakhstan's pristine wilderness at every bend. Fun fact, the waterfall's flow varies dramatically with seasons, from thundering torrents during spring snowmelt to delicate ribbons in autumn. And its mineral-rich waters have created terraced pools that locals believe possess healing properties. The surrounding area serves as habitat for snow leopards and other rare wildlife, making each visit a potential encounter with some of Central Asia's most elusive creatures. In the ancient city of Turkistan, The magnificent mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi rises from the steppe like a crown jewel of Islamic architecture, representing the spiritual heart of Central Asia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site, commissioned by Tamerlane himself, attracts pilgrims from across the Muslim world seeking blessings at the tomb of the great 12th century Sufi mystic. Fun fact, the mausoleum contains the world's largest bronze cauldron, weighing 2 tons and capable of holding 3,000 liters of water. Crafted in 1399 and still used during religious ceremonies today. The structure's innovative dome construction techniques influenced Islamic architecture across the region, and its turquoise tiles have maintained their vibrant colors for over 600 years, despite harsh steppe weather. Presenting Kazakhstan's Lake District, Burabay National Park scatters over 14 pristine lakes among granite hills and pine forests, creating landscapes so perfect they've inspired countless Kazakh poets and artists throughout generations. The park's crown jewel, Lake Burabay itself, reflects surrounding cliffs and forests with such clarity that sky and earth seem to merge into one seamless canvas. Fun fact, local legend tells of a giant who, fleeing across the steppe, dropped precious stones that became these pristine lakes. And geological evidence actually supports a meteorite impact origin for several formations in the area. Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev was so enchanted by the region's beauty that he declared it should be preserved forever, leading to its designation as Kazakhstan's first national nature park. Though now existing in atmospheric ruins, the ancient city of Sauran once stood as one of Central Asia's greatest medieval cities, where merchants from the Silk Road gathered to trade treasures from across the known world. Walking among its crumbling walls, visitors can almost hear echoes of traders haggling in dozens of languages and scholars debating in ancient madrasas that once made this city a center of learning. Fun fact, at its peak in the 16th century, Sauran housed over 100,000 inhabitants and featured sophisticated water management systems that supplied the entire city through underground channels, some of which still function today after 500 years. Archaeological excavations continue to reveal artifacts that tell the story of this cosmopolitan hub where cultures from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East converged. With its distinctive turquoise waters reflecting both sky and Kazakhstan's endless capacity to surprise, Bartogay Lake demonstrates how modern engineering can enhance rather than diminish natural beauty. This artificial reservoir has evolved into a haven for wildlife and a testament to thoughtful development that respects environmental harmony. Fun fact, the lake was created in 1965, primarily for irrigation purposes. But its unique mineral composition gives the water its stunning turquoise color, and it has become an important stopover point for over 200 species of migratory birds traveling the Central Asian flyway. The surrounding area now supports diverse ecosystems that didn't exist before the lake's creation, proving that human intervention can sometimes benefit rather than harm natural environments. This modest structure honors the spiritual teacher of Ahmed Yasawi, and local tradition holds that visitors must first pay respects here before journeying to Turkistan. A beautiful reminder of the importance of humility and learning in Sufi tradition. The mausoleum sits in a peaceful valley where pilgrims have gathered for centuries to seek wisdom and blessing. Fun fact, the site includes a natural spring that has flowed continuously for over 800 years. And pilgrims believe its waters possess healing properties that can cure both physical ailments and spiritual troubles. The complex includes ancient petroglyphs that predate Islamic arrival, showing that this location has been considered sacred by multiple cultures throughout history, creating layers of spiritual significance that span millennia. Flowing through Kazakhstan like a liquid lifeline, the Ili River carries both the physical and spiritual essence of the land. Its waters nurturing diverse ecosystems while connecting mountain sources to desert destinations across hundreds of kilometers. This vital waterway has supported civilizations for thousands of years, from ancient Silk Road settlements to modern agricultural communities. Fun fact, the Ili River is one of the few rivers in Central Asia that actually increases in volume as it flows, fed by over 200 tributaries from the Tian Shan Mountains, and its delta creates the largest wetland system in Central Asia, supporting over 300 bird species, including the rare Dalmatian pelican. Archaeological sites along its banks reveal 3,000-year-old settlements, showing continuous human habitation supported by this life-giving river. Standing in Almaty as a wooden miracle, the Ascension Cathedral represents one of the world's tallest wooden buildings. Constructed without a single nail using traditional Russian carpentry techniques that have preserved its beauty for over a century. This architectural masterpiece survived both Soviet persecution and major earthquakes through its flexible wooden construction and spiritual significance to local communities. Fun fact, the cathedral was built in 1907 using only Tian Shan spruce wood and traditional joinery methods. And it withstood a 1911 earthquake that destroyed most of Almaty's stone buildings, proving that sometimes ancient techniques surpass modern engineering. Its colorful onion domes and intricate woodwork create a fairy tale appearance that contrasts beautifully with the modern city that has grown around it. Surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Tian Shan, Sadi Village preserves life much as it has existed for centuries, serving as a gateway to some of Kazakhstan's most pristine wilderness, while maintaining traditional Kazakh hospitality in its purest form. Here, visitors are welcomed with kumais and stories passed down through generations of nomads who understand the rhythms of mountain life. Fun fact, Saty Village sits at the exact coordinates where three major mountain ranges converge, creating a unique microclimate that supports apple orchards at unusually high altitudes. And locals claim their apples are descendants of the original wild apples that gave Kazakhstan its ancient name, meaning land of apples. The village's traditional wooden houses are built using construction techniques that have remained unchanged for 200 years, proving their effectiveness against harsh mountain weather. Nestled in a glacial gorge like a precious stone in its setting, Big Almaty Lake serves as both Almaty's primary water source and one of Kazakhstan's most photographed natural wonders. This alpine reservoir changes color with the seasons from deep turquoise in summer to emerald green in autumn, its surface reflecting not just the sky, but the very soul of the Tian Shan Mountains. Fun fact, the lake sits at exactly 2,511 meters above sea level, and maintains such purity that it requires minimal treatment before becoming drinking water for over 1.5 million people. And its temperature never rises above 8 degrees Celsius, even in the hottest summer, making it one of the most consistently cold alpine lakes in Central Asia. The surrounding peaks create a natural amphitheater that amplifies sounds, so visitors often experience perfect silence, broken only by the calls of golden eagles soaring overhead. Offering nature's seasonal artistry, Shymbulak waterfall transforms with spring snowmelt into temporary cascades that reshape the landscape each year, creating ever-changing displays of natural power and beauty. These seasonal waterfalls remind visitors that in Kazakhstan, even geography tells stories of constant change and renewal cycles that have continued for millennia. Fun fact, the waterfall's name means Buddha's spring in the local dialect, referring to an ancient legend about a Buddhist monk who meditated here during the Silk Road era. And the water's unique mineral content creates natural pools that remain ice-free even in winter temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius. The surrounding area contains rare medicinal plants that grow only in the waterfall's mist zone, creating a unique micro-ecosystem that has attracted traditional healers for centuries. As our journey through Kazakhstan's wonders comes to an end, we've discovered that this remarkable nation offers far more than most travelers ever imagine. From pristine alpine lakes that mirror the heavens to ancient cities that whisper tales of the Silk Road, from singing sand dunes to wooden cathedrals that survived earthquakes through faith and craftsmanship. Kazakhstan proves that the world's greatest treasures often lie in the places least explored, waiting for adventurous souls willing to venture beyond the ordinary. If this cinematic journey has inspired your wanderlust and shown you a side of Central Asia you never knew existed, don't forget to subscribe to Globe Trek Routes for more hidden gems and breathtaking destinations from around our incredible planet. Hit that like button if Kazakhstan has earned a spot on your travel bucket list. And let us know in the comments which of these stunning locations you'd visit first. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and remember that the world's most beautiful stories are still waiting to be discovered.